Hi, my name is McKinley Shaw, and today I will be teaching you a little bit about the history and usage of fingerprinting. As you will see in the next few slides, these are just a few types of fingerprint scanners that are used by the wide variety of people that need them. Once only used by high-tech government agencies, these fingerprint scanners are now able to be purchased by the public for a very cheap price. Fingerprint scanners as cheap as $10 can be purchased on Amazon. Fingerprint scanners, along with retinal, voice, and face scanners, can be found in your phone or other tech devices. While iPhones were the first to use this identification method, other phones and other tech companies have also begun to use it. At first, this identification method was really only used to get into the locked device, but it is now branched out into containing credit card numbers and other personal information on the device. Now, let's get into the history aspect of fingerprint scanning and the mathematics behind it. Now take a seat and have a learn about your device and the history behind it. The method of identifying people, or at first it was convicts and criminals, by their fingerprints had been introduced in the 1860s by Sir William James Herschel in India, and their potential use in forensic work was first proposed by Dr. Henry Faulds in 1880. At first, these fingerprints did not have a computer to be matched by, and so they were matched by trained individuals, or fingerprintists, as they were so commonly known. In 1960, the identification of using fingerprints went from a manual system to an exclusive FBI automated system. It expanded into mainstream in 1981. How does all this work? There are two kinds of scanners, optical and capacitive. The optical scanner takes pictures with light. The capacitive scanner measures distance between hollows and ridges in different fingerprints. Fingerprint scanning is used in crime, identification, and more, but those are the primary functions and uses. Now, you're probably asking yourself, how is there any math involved in all of this scientific mumbo-jumbo? Well, biometrics is some of the math that is involved. It is the application of statistical analysis to biological data, aka statistics and data. It also uses coding, which is assigning a code to something for the sole purpose of classification and identification. Biometrics recognizes a person based on predetermined physiological or behavioral characteristics. Along with fingerprints, faces, handwriting, retinal, and voices can be recognized. With the math, it sounds a little bit scary, and sometimes fingerprint scanning can be a little dangerous. As with anything else, there are risks associated with using fingerprint scanning. A digital fingerprint is obtained and stored indefinitely in the automated system. That can also mean your phone, your mouse for your computer, or your tablet. Matching and possibly stealing information can occur once a fingerprint is put into the system. Access to other information such as passwords, credit card numbers, and bank accounts can also be obtained. It isn't easy to get a fingerprint, but it isn't so difficult that it never happens. So, just be careful when you are using fingerprint scanning because sometimes it can be a scam. In 2015, there was a study shown on how to steal fingerprints and other biological passwords for your devices. When fingerprinting was first introduced in technology, it was thought to be impossible to hack because no two people have the same fingerprints. But two security researchers demonstrated how to circumvent biometric security and steal fingerprints from phones, specifically. One of the various ways the researchers showed people how they could be manipulated into thinking they were giving their fingerprint over into something secure, he showed how an attacker could create a specially crafted app that mimicked a phone's unlock screen. When the victim swipes a finger to unlock the phone, they're actually using their fingerprint to seal a financial transaction. This attack stems from a problem in the industry where fingerprints are used for both authentication, proving who you are, and authorization, allowing an act. Context, the researcher said, is also a big issue. You wouldn't allow a transaction in an app without being able to see the amount being spent. The researcher recommended standards be put in place to ensure that users always know what their fingerprint is used for and why. I hope that you've learned something about fingerprint scanning with all of the positive and negative things that have been given to you today. But without statistics and math, fingerprint scanning would not exist at all. Math is the backbone to forensic science and couples with technology constantly. Thank you very much.